Gentleman from California.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm very pleased to yield 3 minutes to the Vice Chair of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, the Chairman of the Subcommittee on Middle East and South Asia, Mr. Ackerman.
Gentleman from New York is recognized for 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I rise in strong support of H.R. 2410, the Foreign Relations Authorizations Act, and I want to commend our chairman, the gentleman from California, for his commitment to this legislation, which I believe is a reflection of the gentleman's enormous dedication to this institution and its role under the Constitution. For many years, the Foreign Relations Authorization Act has been held hostage to debates about abortion and family planning, to the inability of the other body to get 60 of their members to agree to anything, and to a general feeling that it just wasn't essential to do. The result has been an insidious decay of the effectiveness of our diplomatic capabilities and our capacity to influence events around the world. Some might ask, what does this have to do with my constituents? And why isn't it that we have a strong military to protect us? Isn't that their role? The simple answer is that our diplomats and our development professionals are not a luxury, nor a fancy affection of power. These are not aristocrats sipping tea while wearing striped pants and ascots. These are people who are on the front line of our defense. Not the Army, not the Navy, not the Air Force, the Marines, or the Coast Guard. It's the Foreign Service that lives always full-time out in the ugly and dangerous parts of the world, representing our interests, building alliances, monitoring and reporting on events that may affect our security, and helping to diffuse crisis and tensions before they sometimes burst into armed conflict or war. There is a simple reason that both the Secretary of Defense Gates and Admiral Mullen, the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, have repeatedly and passionately insisted on the necessity of rebuilding and strengthening the State Department. It will save the lives of the people for whom they are responsible. It will allow the armed forces to avoid conflict. It will shorten conflicts by allowing our military to focus on security, not negotiations, not governance, nor development. In this respect, the title of the bill may mislead some. The bill is not about foreign relations. It's really about our national security, our national security. It's about the safety of this nation and our ability to protect and advance our interests around the world. Military power is essential. The United States would not be the country that it is if we did not have such an extraordinary military. But our armed forces exist chiefly to deter and defend. Whatever the last few years may have suggested, we are not a nation that believes in starting wars to solve problems, nor in the use of force to resolve political conflicts. A strong State Department and revitalized U.S. Agency for International Development are not favors that we do for others. These are institutions that are essential to our national security and our national interest. The bill is, in fact, merely a down payment on a process of rebuilding that should have begun years ago.